Monroe, New York, located in the bucolic lower Hudson Valley region, was first settled by William Smith in 1707, when he was granted a large tract of land by the English crown. Later, David Smith established a gristmill and the area became known as Smith Mills. In 1818, the town name was changed to Monroe in honor of President James Monroe. Tonight's investigation takes us back to the late 1700s, and perhaps a brush with the past, as we investigate McGarrah's Inn.
Shit!
Can I turn the light on now?
That was creepy.
John McGarragh built McGarrah's Inn in 1799 to serve as a stagecoach stop for passengers traveling from New York City to Albany, New York. In 1840, the inn was sold to John Goff, who ran the inn until his death in 1881. After that, the inn passed through a number of owners until it was bought by Frederick Hulse in 1902. In the early 1900s, the building was operated as a sanitarium called Hulsehurst. The building's ownership stayed with the Hulse family. Frederick Hulse Jr. lived there until his death in 1973. His daughter Elaine was the last Hulse to reside in the building. During the time it was McGarrah's Inn, it was known for its food, drink, stables, and lodging. In tonight's investigation, we don't know what waits for us behind the walls of McGarrah's Inn, but we will bring you the evidence.
Hi everyone, we're here with George Crinion and we are at McGarrah's, and thank you so much for having us tonight.
You're welcome.
Can you give us a little history about the inn?
Yeah, this is the McGarrah's Stagecoach Inn. It was built in 1799 by John McGarragh, and he ran it to around 1840, where he sold the inn to John Goff. And it was an inn for another 50 or 60 years after that. Then it went to some private hands, and the Cornerstone Masonic Historic Society bought it about 10 years ago. And we run it as a historic society, but we're an active Masonic lodge, Cornerstone Lodge number 711.
I hear you have some paranormal activity here. Can you tell me about specifically this room?
Yeah, this room and the whole inn is very haunted. We've had E.V.Ps and we've had EMFs in this room. I've had a video of what appeared to be a young child underneath the table. Yeah, this room is very active.
How about the rest of the house?
Depending on the rooms you are, yeah, it's very active. We believe that one of the Johns, either John McGarragh or John Goff, walks the rooms and the hallways of the inn. He's been seen more than once. We have the little child, the little boy who lives in the asylum upstairs, and we have the shadow man in the basement. We have quite a few hauntings in this place.
I held it in one spot, the lights were going, and then they stopped.
The lights were going and then they stopped.
See? Just like that.
Yeah, that's unexplainable.
Yeah. See, now it's back here again.
And now it stopped.
You see?
Yeah.
I mean, moving up the stairs, there's nothing here. Oh,
You're
now
definitely getting readings
now
or
it's
something.
over here.
We gotta look under the stairs. There's nothing electrical there.
No.
Due to the fact that the area under the stairs was sealed, we were unable to check for wiring. This makes this EMF sweep interesting, but inconclusive. It's on these stairs that there's reports of a shadow figure, full body shadow figure. While conducting our EMF sweep, our static camera captured this unexplainable light anomaly moving up the staircase and affecting the millimeter. We've got a reading right now from where I'm standing of a 2.1, 2.0, 1.8, 1.7. It's like it's moving away. I'm going to set this down. I'm going to run a quick E.V.P session, just a little burst session, see if we get anything. Is there anyone here with us now? Here, a second unexplained light anomaly is captured by our static camera, moving over my head, just prior to an E.V.P burst session. Is anyone here? Can you come close to this device and touch the tip? This silver stick that's coming out of the top of this. It's an antenna. If you touch it, it won't harm you. It's an antenna. If you touch it, it won't harm you.
Has it ever done that before?
Usually when there's something around. It's
Are you
going
mad
up
that
pretty
all these
high.
people are in your house? Are you
Not
mad
pretty
that all
high.
these people are in your house?
So we'll start with Mary Jo, and we'll just be on the line and ask questions.
The spirit box rapidly scans through AM and FM frequencies, staying on no station longer than a quarter of a second.
Is there anybody in the room here that would like to speak to us?
What did we eat for dinner tonight in this room?
Is there a Walter or a Pan?
No.
Can you give me the year you were born?
There's supposed to be a little kid that resides somewhere in this inn, and I'd like to know if that little kid is on this floor, if that child is on this floor, or upstairs, or where you are.
Can you communicate between one another?
That was a child voice.
People are in your house.
Can the spirit of the little child come and roll the ball, move the ball a little bit?
That doesn't sound right.
What happened?
I have no idea.
It went off.
That may have been the batteries dying.
No, we just put new batteries in earlier. That was still on.
It's on.
Are you guys manipulating that? Yeah.
All right now we're on the second floor of McGarrah's Inn, and it's in this stairway that they see or claim to see shadow figures, full shadow figures coming down these stairs, and They also hear the sound of footsteps when there's no one there. So right now we're going to try an E.V.P. session.
We're not going to hurt you. We just want to communicate with you.
You grew up in New York. Did you grow up in this city or another part of New York?
Are you coming down the steps? Coming down the steps? Can you tell me what year it is?
Were you kept upstairs when this was an insane asylum?
We're in the basement of the inn. The basement of the inn predates the building, and the building was 1799, so this is a very old basement.
Wow.
A lot of stories in the basement, a lot of ghostly activity in the basement, but a lot of legend in the basement too.
Okay.
One of the legends is that there are two people buried here right below our feet to my left.
Okay.
Some of the legend is that there is a secret tunnel that leads to another building next door that may have been used during the Revolutionary War.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I did.
All right, so that was pretty cool.
Knock, knock, right?
Yeah, knock, knock. There was definitely a knock there.
Knock on the door, Tina. Maybe they'll knock back.
Maybe.
But that was really strange, guys.
It was very distinct.
It was very distinct. So perhaps they're giving us a sign that they're not just legends.
Could be. Well, we do have the Shadow Man down here. The Shadow Man is a gentleman, or we assume he's a male, stands in the doorway behind me, and he's been seen by a group of Girl Scouts and one of our brothers in the lodge, standing in the doorway, just looking inside, has no features, eyes, nose, or mouth, but you have this full silhouette of his body, and he's been seen here by more than one person.
All right, so we're in the basement at McGarrah's Inn. We're getting ready to do a couple of sessions here. We're going to do an E.V.P. session to start out with, and I have a recorder here, which I'm going to set up back here in this room. We'll just get that going. All right, that one's rolling, and I have another recorder here. We're going to use it in this room. And later on, we'll do a spirit box session, and we'll see what we can come up with. Is the Shadow Man here with us? Why do you stay in the basement? When Steve was down here checking the cameras, did someone scratch him?
Hold on, I gotta get a picture of this. You have 3 scratch marks on your back!
1, 2, 3.
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture of it, show it to you.
Although I spent some time in the basement checking the camera's footage, I did not feel threatened, goosebumps, or chills. I cannot explain these marks.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I'm gonna review the E.V.P. session that I did in the basement and just see if we captured anything.
If there's anybody here with us, can you tell us your name? My name's Nick. Can you tell me your name?
Okay, so Steve's back down here, and we're just gonna take a quick walk through the basement here and see what we can find. Alright, we're walking through the basement into one of the back rooms. Cobwebs in here. Okay. Watch your step there.
Yeah.
So this is the furthest room in the basement.
I just want to give everybody a look at what this is back here.
So I have the spirit box set up out here, and I think we'll try and get a session going with SB7 and see what we find. The device that I have in my hand will let you speak through it. If you speak loud enough, it'll come through the speaker I'm holding. Can you tell me your name? Do you know what my name is?
How many people, including yourself, are down here in the basement? While we initially appeared to be getting responses through the spirit box, as suddenly as they started, they stopped. And for a full 15 minutes, we received no voices at all.
What year were you born? How long have you been here? Are you the shadow man?
Is it hard for you to talk?
I don't like that.
Satan.
Burning. Kill.
Did anyone just hear that?
Yeah.
That was creepy.
I think we need to be able to move.
I think we should leave.
Jess.
Jess.
Is that your name? Bill.
Bill.
So there's multiple of you. I don't feel good.
Wanna go?
It's getting hard to breathe.
Seriously, call him to come get me.
Why?
I don't know, I just feel like this pressure and I'm like really cold.
Come get Angie. Yep.
No, I hear somebody. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you okay? Are you guys okay?
Feel the
Sorry.
hard to breathe, miss?
Wait, give me that flashlight.
Did you guys have a flashlight down here?
No.
What's the matter with you, man?
It's like a pressure.
It's pressure like building.
Well, why are you staying down here, man?
Because I want to see what happens.
I'm trying to find it.
Alright.
I feel like something was pressing me like something.
How you doing?
Hey. Any good stuff down here?
We got Jess, Bill.
You want to take some pictures?
Yeah. Well, just like right here.
Here, why don't you go here, take the flashlight. I'll stay down here with Alex.
Hold that.
Alright. And then take the walkie. I don't get a bad feeling down here, although I do feel like there's something down here.
9.
9?
9
There's 9
people?
of us.
There's 9 of us?
There's 9 of us.
Whoa.
So yeah, there's me, you, Amanda, Lisa, Angela. Then we have Steve, Mary Jo, Stephanie, and Nick.
Yeah.
9. What?
I don't have any more questions, but it looks like it's trying to say one more thing. Alice.
No.
The hell?
I know. That is freaking me out,
Yeah, I
guys.
kind of want to turn this light on now.
Wait. Are you messing with my Ovilus? Say something. What?
It's like a call.
What did it say? You scared? Did it say you scared?
Oh, no. Whoa.
Did you ask me? Get up. Get out.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Can I turn the light on now?
Fine. We'll leave.
We're leaving. So will you leave?
Dude. Get out.
Alright.
Dude, relax.
We're
We're leaving.
No problem.
Okay, George, so this is the asylum.
This is the asylum.
Can you give me some of the idea of the activity that you've had in here?
Well,
Some of the reports?
well, let's first talk about the asylum real quickly. It was a private asylum. This is when psychiatric medicine was in its infancy. So things like prefrontal lobotomies, electroshock therapies, and the new medications were just being tried out. And they were being tried out right here.
Wow.
So what we have here is, we've actually had EVPs here talking to me personally of a young child's voice. And we've had mediums in here, separate mediums, different occasions, without knowing the stories, telling us that the young child, and they believe a young boy, lives right here.
Right up in here?
In the attic
In the
crawl
attic?
space.
We got Emmeline and we got Trip so far.
Emmeline and Trip.
I don't know what Trip means.
What does trip mean? Did someone trip and fall?
Do you like when you have playmates in your room?
Can you make a noise for us? Can you knock on something?
Do you not want to talk to us? Is that the issue? Or do you want us to move closer in? If you want us to leave, you can tell us to. We'll just go downstairs.
We are actually in the insane asylum up on the third floor of McGarrah's Inn. We understand it was an insane asylum right around the 1900s, and the medicine for that was pretty much in its infancy. I don't think that they realized that they probably weren't helping. We have a few questions. We understand there's a little boy that lives in this room, and from what we understand, he lives up in the attic. I'm curious as to why a little boy would be in this area in the insane asylum. Were you a patient here?
If there is a little boy here, what do you like to do for fun?
Did you run up and down the staircase that used to be here? Did you run up and down the staircase that used to be here?
Are there any former patients from the insane asylum here?
So what kind of activity goes on in here?
Well, this is a very interesting room. This room would have been used a lot. One of the rental rooms for the general public. We've had paranormal investigative groups come here, and people taking random pictures, and we've seen, and I saw personally in one of the pictures, a woman standing here dressed in a very frilly gown, looking at the bed. I've had groups here sleep in the bed. People sleep overnight.
Yeah.
And one night there was a male and a female in the bed, and in a woman's voice, somebody came up to them as clear as a bell and to them, "What are you doing?" I've never seen her myself. I'm not a person that sees things. I feel and maybe I hear, but I saw the picture.
You saw the picture?
I saw the picture 5 minutes after it was taken. So no chance to adulterate it or edit it in any fashion.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty great stuff.
Okay, so we are in one of the bedrooms at McGarrah's Inn. Earlier when we were walking around doing some preliminary walkthroughs, this room had a very heavy feeling to it. As soon as I walked out of the room, I know I felt lighter. In this room, they're supposedly seen a woman wearing white by this fireplace that I'm sitting in front of, so hopefully we will be able to talk to her. If you're here with us, can you tell me your name? Someone said it looks like you're wearing a wedding dress. Are you?
Do you get annoyed when people come into your room?
I'm gonna make a noise. Could you please try to duplicate that noise?
What is it about the fireplace that you like so much? Okay, so I am back in the bedroom, here to do a solo session this time. I'm going to try to communicate with the lady in white or the small child. I'm going to start off with an E.V.P session. I am rolling on this recorder as well as one that's on top of the fireplace. Is there anyone here in this room with me? I also heard that there could be a little boy in this room. If you are here, can you tell me what your name is? Do you feel like you're stuck here? Do you feel like you're stuck here? I have some toys over here. I have a toy that you can pull on a string and a ball. Can you come over to either one of these? Maybe make it move?
As it grew closer to dawn, Nick and I began the final walkthrough of the inn. We revisited each room, from the basement to the asylum. During this time, I took over 80 full-spectrum photographs in the hopes of capturing something unexpected. Upon review of these photographs, I noticed nothing unusual in any of the photos. The energy that we had experienced earlier had changed. As the sun began to rise, the inn grew very still. Our long night at McGarrah's Inn was over. The E.V.Ps we captured and the unusual activity captured on both the spirit box and the Ovilus convinced us that there is something beyond our understanding happening at McGarrah's Inn. Although we may not understand exactly what that something is, for us, there is no denying its existence.
Thank you so much for taking us around and showing us all the different rooms and telling us the story. And I also want to shout out to Kim at DCPS. She's the one who actually gave us the tip about McGarrah's Inn in Monroe, New York. Thanks, Kim.
McGarrah's Inn was a place where travelers could come rest, eat, drink, and have their horses tended to. It was never meant to be a place of permanent residence until much later in its history. But we're sure that some of the guests that stayed at McGarrah's Inn remained behind. And for some, it has become their home.